him up, lay it down just like Matt Amari. Wrestling liver RHAPUp's gonna make it sorry. Feeling like The Rock, cause I'm driving in Ferraris. And we coming every week and it's feeling like a party. Will I Ric Flair, huh? Showing out like Bianca, Belair, huh? Best podcast, flush it in the air, huh? Roman rings and we win it, don't care, huh? No cap. Throw him up, lay it down just like Matt Amari. Wrestling liver RHAPUp's gonna make it sorry. Feeling like The Rock, cause I'm driving in Ferraris. And we coming every week and it's feeling like a party.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Wrestling RHAPUp podcast. I'm your host, Mari Forth, and with me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Mr. Matt Scott. Matt, how's it going?
Happy to be here, Mari. Feeling good, and we're here for a very exciting Extreme Rules edition. Yeah.
Yes, and with us, we have an amazing guest, one of my closest friends in the world, a two-timer on the Wrestling RHAPUp here, Mr. Havon Baraka. Havon.
Hello, everybody. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me, Mari. Matt.
Welcome, Havon. Welcome, Havon, and thank you for being here. Thank you for wearing your wonderful Mick Foley themed Extreme Rules.
We're trying to be a stable Mari's Men or something like that. Working title.
Yeah, Mari's.
I'm Mr. Sacco. Just along for the ride, you know.
Wow.
Just here.
I'm somehow the most over.
Right. Yes, this is very apt. I like this. I like this comparison. But yes, we're here for our we do this every day. It's not new. We bring it to you every bowl. This is the Extreme Rules preview podcast. We're going to go over each match and the upcoming Extreme Rules pay-per-view, which will be taking place Saturday, October 9th? 8th? 8th. I don't know days. Who knows days?
It's on Saturday.
It doesn't matter. It's Saturday. The 8th.
Whatever.
It's the 8th. Yeah, it's the
8th. Yeah. That's right. Totally. I knew that.
Yes. And before we get into that, this is a bad segue, but the Wrestling RHAPUp wants to say rest in peace to Antonio Inoki.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. A Japanese wrestling legend, a founder of New Japan Pro Wrestling, most notably known maybe over here on this side of the pond for a match with Muhammad Ali. Also headlining the Collision in Korea as well, and a Japanese diplomat and politician. So rest in peace to him and all of, his family. Our condolences, especially the New Japan Pro Wrestling world. I know lost a monumental voice over there. So we just want to acknowledge his passing.
Yeah, and just to say, yes, everything Mari said, and I think one thing is we as U.S. wrestling fans don't get nearly enough exposure to New Japan, to Japanese wrestling, but Inoki is definitely one of those names who constantly came up. So I feel like, for me, I've always heard his name in wrestling through the eyes of some of the wrestling greats like Hogan and Ric Flair and others. And so, like you said, Mari, rest in peace to an icon in wrestling.
RIP to one of the most important figures in wrestling history.
Yeah, very much that. So before we get into our predictions and review, remember you can always send us an email to wrestling@RHAPup.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at Wrestling RHAPUp on Twitter. Use hashtag Wrestling RHAPUp if you want to get in on the conversation, and of course, go try and get into the Facebook group, the official Facebook group. Job has a Squadcast, which is very important because on Sunday we will be doing a review podcast where we give our live reviews and recaps for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view at noon live. So if you are in the group, if you follow us on Twitter, you can submit your questions. You can, follow along and ask us questions, interact with us during the podcast. So definitely, this is a perfect time to go and follow us.
1000%, and just message me or Mari to get in. It is not Fort Knox. Like it's not that hard to get in. Just message us and we'll get you into the group and hook you up there on Twitter, on the Twitter machine and other things.
Yeah, we had a great time the last time we did it for SummerSlam. Had a lot of good questions, good vibe in the chat. So definitely go and do that so you can be a part of that podcast. Hopefully you've already subscribed to our podcast feed. If not, what are you doing? Stop it right now. Go subscribe. Go to rawhasawebsite.com/wrestling feed to subscribe, rate, and review. Leave us those 5-star ratings.
We're doing that now. The Booker T of the
You have to. You have to.
Okay. For those who are listening to audio only, just picture me doing a spin-a-rooney right now.
Because he's definitely doing it like right now.
Exactly.
If you want to actually see Matt do a spin-a-rooney,
go on this website. Exactly.
I'm winded.
Go to YouTube. Go to the Rob Has a Podcast YouTube page and search Wrestling Wrap to see our beautiful faces here. And we bring up pictures. It's so easy to follow along. So hopefully you're also watching us over on YouTube.
And we bring up relevant pictures, I will say. Not just like random pictures of like kids, pets, friends, us in other occasions. Just like want to put that out there.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Just random pictures.
We're a mess today.
It's also a great time to sign up on Patreon. What? It's the beginning of the month. Yeah. Go to www.patreon.com/RHAP to become a patron of Rob Has a Podcast, where you can get exclusive bonus content. This is a perfect time for that because we have Survivor exclusive bonus content. We have the Patron 5 for 5. We have exclusive podcasts and games that we play with the patrons. It is a steal. So go and subscribe to us on patreon.com/RHAP.
Yes. And by the way, one thing I'll mention, see, I'm just throwing in, I have so many things to add here. I heard from a little birdie, aka Rob's sister Nino, head of Rob Has a Podcast, that, sorry, Rob, for calling you a bird. You are not an avian creature at all. Lovely human. But, I heard that actually people could subscribe to Patreon any time of the month. So like typically we tell people subscribe at the start of the month only because then it renews at the end of the month. Now, like if you just happen to subscribe on, I don't know, October 6th, when this comes out, that you'll renew on November 6th and December 6th, so on and so forth. So every time is a good time to become an RHAP patron. And actually with the patron program, there for September, there was a little bit of a fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is also amazing. So not only are you joining a great community, but you're supporting something great, and you could join anytime at all. I don't think they're raising money for Boys and Girls Club right now, but who knows what'll come up in the future.
Yeah, we'll do more fundraising stuff like that. All right, so let's take a quick break and we'll be back with the highlights of the week. All right, we're talking Extreme Rules.
Yeah, Extreme.
Oh Jesus!
I thought you were waiting for that.
I was not. Before we get into
one of the few things you can miss from Vince McMahon, like that unnecessarily, like when he says the title, like at SummerSlam.
Also, did Vince McMahon just call one of you?
Yes.
Don't answer.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get my millions straight now. No, never that.
He's like, I need a character witness in court, Mari. Help.
You just be like,
just slowly.
So before we get into the individual matches, what is our excitement level going to Extreme Rules this time around? Havon, how excited are you?
I'd say 6 or 7.
Out of what?
Out of 10.
Out
of 10, yeah.
10 what's? Like 10.
Yeah,
10 ring bells. Yeah.
I thought
it's honestly really just there's certain things that I'm like, oh, I realize that will be a good to great match, but like maybe the story isn't like there, or like it's not but
doesn't appeal to you.
Yeah, it's pretty much I'm riding the it's a very safe pay-per-view. It's like I think the card looks like it's like, okay, you will be entertained.
Yes, I agree with that.
It's just a bunch of these stories. I'm just kind of like, you know, the main thing I'm excited for is Bianca Belair versus Bayley. I was just saying this, like, you know, with Mari. Like, it's just like they don't even need a stipulation. I'd be excited. It could just be like, you know, on Sunday or Saturday, we're gonna be facing in a singles match. I'm like, my God. You know, they have great chemistry, but then again, Bianca has great chemistry with everybody. Same thing for Bayley. So, but I like them together. I always like their feuds. You know, even the feud currently. I went back to their feud leading up to the Rumble. You know, with Bayley having, you know, that athlete thing. I thought that's such a great segment and stuff like that. Just I don't know. It was just great. But yeah. So that's the main.
Yeah, you have the main match, and then the rest of it, you're like, okay, you know.
I mean, I'm a little more I'm more forgiving to the Liv Morgan Ronda Rousey feud than others, because I think Liv has improved, and I do like her arc going into this. Not more so Ronda's. I think Ronda has a lot of repetitive feuds where it's like it's pretty much like, you know, you're the baddest one on the planet. You're hard to beat for reasons. And it's kind of her just sitting there like, you know, I'm Ronda Rousey. I have a leather jacket on, and I need more than I need her to be invested in feuds. Not her as a person, but like her character. You know, it's kind of, and it's I don't like the ticking talk to like, okay, well, how long till I get this belt back? So
there it is. Yeah. Matt, how about you? How excited are you for Extreme Rules?
I am excited because like at the end of the day, like a year ago, if we go back to whatever Extreme Rules was a year ago, it probably was not great.
I have it here.
What was happening?
I had to bring it up because I remember us being on this very podcast and being like, Extreme Rules.
Where's the extreme?
With
one extreme match?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what were the actual extreme-ish matches that happened on the
literally? It was just the main event.
What was it?
Where it was an Extreme Rules match.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was it.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Well, this is why I'm hyped up for this show, because I'm really hoping over the course of really, let's call it like the year from when Triple H and crew took over, whoever the crew is, like that they feel the need to prove themselves constantly and just to take things to the next level. And I mean, we've talked a little about what's happening at Survivor Series with War Games, which is really cool and different. But, you know, this card, like, I'm number one, completely on the same page in terms of that ladder match. Bianca and Bayley being like the match I'm most excited for. I can't believe that it is the first women's championship ladder match. Like, what the hell?
And they're not even hyping it up like that.
We'll get to that though. We'll get to that because it's wild and insane, but I'm excited and I love a good ladder match. But the thing is, we get an Extreme Rules match. We get a fight pit match. We get a ladder match, a strap match, an I Quit match, a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. Who knows what else we're going to get? But I'm just excited that it's actually extreme. Because I feel like, to borrow from Mick Foley, that on Saturday, I'm going to have a nice day and enjoy Extreme Rules.
Yeah, and the way that they set up the stipulations, too, didn't feel like forced, really.
No,
that's true. That's very true.
I was like, oh, okay. So Drew McIntyre comes out and says, oh, it's gonna be a strap match. I was like, oh, you just have the authority to make it a strap match? Okay, cool. I'm fine with that. You know,
strap, yeah.
Authority is so arbitrary in WWE.
It really is. It's hilarious because it's like,
I think Mari set up the ladder match. I think she just came out. It was like, you know what?
Or the fans just start chanting ladder, ladder, ladder. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. We had a lot of competitors just be like, it's gonna be an I Quit match. I was like, cool. Like, I'm fine with that. We don't need a whole match to be like, whoever wins this match gets to pick the stipulation. We don't need all that. Sometimes people just want to beat each other with straps or shillelaghs or whatever whatever. Yeah. So I thought that was organic. every match on the card has a stipulation, which is like, wow, all of the stipulations make sense to me. So I love it. I'm excited about that part. I agree. Like, I think we talked about it kind of with the SummerSlam preview show. It's like, my excitement level probably isn't like I'm super excited. I'm not at a 10 or anything, but I know once we get there, it's gonna deliver. Like, that's we believe in these performers. We know that they're set up and it's gonna deliver. I too think I'm at about a 7 or 8. Just because, like, just overall the product does seem like it's been better since Triple H and Co took over, but it's still very repetitive. We're getting a lot of repetitive matches. So I'm excited about going into this because I'm hoping that this means we can like settle some of these storylines and we can move on to something new. Matt?
Yeah, let me just say, like, the one thing I'd like really looking at this card is like one more women's match, just one more women's match.
Right.
Yes.
It could be like a tag match. I mean,
That's what I
maybe a
wanted.
tag match wouldn't
The
necessarily
championship?
be it,
Yeah.
just because the tag championship match is like tied in a little. Or sorry, the tag championship is tied in a little with the ladder match and the Raw Women's Championship. So I get it, but like, I just want a little bit more, of the women on the card. There
I
are so
agree.
many women on the roster. It doesn't always have to revolve around the championship, but
I agree. I'm always the
Thank
biggest
you.
fan of blood feuds that have this isn't about a title. This isn't about, like, it's just, I hate you. I miss feuds like that. And not even just like, oh, we happen to not have a match yet. I mean,
yeah.
but I love those feuds. It's just like, it's just, oh, I don't like you, you don't like me. And this is especially an Extreme Rules pay-per-view. It's like, this is the only way we can settle it. Imagine a women's feud that it has to be settled bad, except like in a cage, and they just hated each other. That I would have, that's
We need that.
yes.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that we talked about it on Saturday that like a lot of the women's feuds are all kind of going through damage control right now, like between Shotzi,
uppercase,
the actual uppercase damage control, between like Shotzi and like Candace faced I think it was
Nikki.
Dakota was. Well, no, on Raw, she faced Dakota, I want to say. So it's like they're the top heels. The three of them are the top heels. So it's kind of making it frustrating for faces on the roster to work with anybody other than the three of them, which is great because that's what they're saying. They're saying they're going to come and fix the women's division, and they're hopping between Raw and SmackDown and all that good stuff. But it does kind of, if you're having them wrapped up into the ladder match, and that means they can't work with any of the other girls. So that kind of sucks. So I agree. I do wish we had one more women's match on here, and I think I'd like that if we did. So let's just get straight into our first one. I think that's a perfect segue there for the Extreme Rules. Is this one going to be in Philadelphia? It's going to be in Philadelphia, right? Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
that's gonna be a nice
the city of brotherly beatings.
I love the question mark at the end. Like you're not confident.
I didn't know where I was going with that when I started.
Yeah. Wish I could be there. Wish we could go. But the Extreme Rules match for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, Liv Morgan, the current champ, versus Ronda Rousey. And noticeably, like, of course, the Undisputed Championship is not going to be featured on this card. Roman will not be wrestling on this card. That next match will be in on the Blood Money pay-per-view with Logan Paul. So Liv Morgan versus Ronda. Okay, so we have to kind of catch our listeners up because we haven't really been covering this that much because it keeps getting bumped for time, really. But basically,
and by the way, we have talked about it here and there. There was one, I think the last time we talked about it, it was a promo which you liked, and I said that Liv sounded like she was on melatonin or Benadryl or one of the above, and. So, but the thing is, Ronda said in that promo, Liv, I'm going to give you all due respect. And Liv was like, where's the respect? And Ronda was like, I'm giving you what's due. And that's how I feel about this feud. We've given it what's due.
That's true. I do think the feud is again, like some of these other feuds, like it's like, okay, like we're still hanging out with you two. But I do agree with Mark. I did like that promo. I was very proud.
I liked
I was
it,
like, I was like, okay, I like, and it made me root for Liv even more. I'm not gonna lie, I am rooting for Liv for multiple reasons, but like I said, I think her character is the more interesting one in this. And she's the more interesting champion. And I hate saying that because I used to like Ronda, like the first round Ronda. I was like, okay, this is great. Second round Ronda, I don't know if it's the writers don't care. I don't know if she don't care. I don't know if Paul don't care. Yeah, I call
somebody
him Paul.
don't care.
Yeah, somebody don't care. But no, I do agree with you, Mar. I did like Liv in that promo.
Yeah, and ever since that promo, it's basically been an escalation of like Liv Morgan really like oh, I will show Ronda. It's like a simmering like I want my respect. And she had a match with Lacey Evans a few weeks ago on SmackDown. And I thought it was done really well. Lacey Evans being a heel, try to incorporate a kendo stick.
Best Lacey Evans match
out of nowhere too. She's like, let me grab a kendo stick because I'm I'm a veteran, and I don't know what I would have wanted, what other weapon I could have expected from her, but
I'm just hoping. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Mari, you can say the ending of that match. Oh well, that ending of like when she like did the Swanton bomb or whatever when she did the flip through it, and she
Oblivion,
the little senton,
something like that. I forget. She did some type of move and she like sent Lacey through a table, and it was just like, and the crowd was eating it up, and I was like, yes, like this is. I did like that. Their brawl was. With her, she at another. I don't know if it's the same SmackDown or another SmackDown.
It was the next week.
Oh yeah, it was. They had a brawl like where they had to get separated.
Her and Ronda.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was earned between those two. I don't think this is the feud for like the separation one. But I was like, because it's this. I feel like the story is this: like Liv Morgan is trying to prove to the fans, to herself, to Ronda Rousey, like I can play ball. You know, I am not this dainty. I'm not someone who doesn't belong. And that's what I like about this feud so much. But yeah, so
I was just gonna say, I think they've handled this pretty well, mostly on Liv's side. Like I think we were talking about like Liv showing that extra spice against Lacey Evans, showing like I can get extreme. Loved it. Ronda, like they're still treating Ronda like a babyface here. They're still treating Ronda like a babyface. Yeah, they are. Because
of her weird thing with Adam Pearce, which I don't know if that was like a side feud that was supposed to happen. I don't know if it just kind of that was happenstance, but
what happened?
Because she before their pull apart brawl, she faced Natalya. In a match, and Natalya's still heel presently, and Ronda tapped her out very quickly. I'm pretty sure she tapped her out, and then it escalated into a brawl. They're keeping them apart, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not antagonizing each other, but I don't like it, but I do like it in a sort of way because it still kind of plays into that whole like Ronda isn't giving Liv Morgan the time of day, you know what I'm saying?
But I don't think that, I'm pretty sure like I would never say that Ronda is meant to be a babyface here, despite that match with Natalya or Natty is just in such a weird zone where I don't know what to think about that. But the thing with Ronda is like I just refuse to think that she's a babyface because there's nothing about her that's, and not to no shade, but there's nothing about her that's likable, and maybe a little shade. But it's true.
No, but that's why I said presenting.
It's not the presenting. You can tell through the commentary and just like just other. It's. I think my only thing, if Ronda loses, I think her attitude in this feud is perfect then, because like that would be her flaw, her fatal flaw, and it's like I didn't take you seriously, therefore I made a misstep. And story wise, I think that would be great. And like now it's like we have to have a new Ronda that is focused. It's like, oh shit, I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. I have to like climb up again. Like it's because like obviously nobody wants to see this feud extended again.
No.
So
Yeah, but I was just gonna say, but it's kind of weird because she still has this dismissive attitude towards Liv, and Liv is like, "Girl, I beat you twice. She beat her twice already. Liv has technically beat Ronda twice,
Yeah.
and yet it's still portrayed as like Liv is the underdog, you know? So it makes sense, but then it doesn't make sense. I did include in the highlights, of course, all the highlights of the week can be found in a very handy playlist in our show notes or show description. I included a clip from the beginning of September where Ronda had encouraged Shayna to get some
Yes.
vengeance on Liv. And, you know, I think this did lead to a match between Liv and Shayna like in the weeks following. But I'm wondering if we get Shayna shenanigans during this match. You know what I'm saying? Does Shayna come out and try and help Ronda during this match?
Shayna shenanigans. Shayna's like,
if she
really
becomes like Ronda's tag team partner, that is we are coining that. Like that is
I know
shenanigans are added again
with a little jingle and everything, like Shayna shenanigans, and it's just like a fun little cartoony sort of deal. But I want that.
I'm hoping it's not, because if Paul lets that happen, and Paul, if you're listening, don't let it happen, because you're gonna hurt all three of these women in the process of that, because you're telling the audience Ronda needs help taking on the girl that you're saying is an underdog. True, you're protecting the girl, but like it just in the long run, it makes Ronda less of the baddest woman on the planet. That's just me, and it makes Shayna like you're regulating her to a sidekick, you know. And
again,
exactly. And I'm like, I don't want to, and I know the argument's going to be like, well, it could lead to a Ronda Shayna match. I'm like, I don't want that match. I'm not. So. But I don't know if we're supposed to predict, but my prediction,
do it.
If it were up to me, if I was in that writer's room, I would be like, hey, the more interesting champion is Liv Morgan. Have her going forward, and in a championship-less Ronda that's an interesting Ronda, because it's like you can just have her have feuds with people and have her work her way back up. You can do so many things. You can allow her to be what she wants. She can go away or whatever like that. I think Liv as a champion is better. However, I feel like if they do the Raw versus SmackDown, I feel like they're going to want Ronda Rousey versus possibly Bianca Belair, possibly Bayley by herself. So I feel like that's why they might just go with Ronda Rousey if they still do the Raw versus SmackDown thing. I don't know how the War Games thing is going to work, because they're only doing one War Games for each gender. So I don't know if the others are going to be like, okay, these are Survivor Series matches now. You know, I don't know if there's going to be Raw versus SmackDowns. I don't know. Paul didn't let me know. I texted him. He didn't text back. So.
Awkward.
Yeah, exactly. So
it goes to you.
But for the wrong reason, I think Ronda will win. I'm hoping Liv Morgan like proves herself and says like, I beat you 3 times. Now there's no excuses, no controversy, no nothing. I beat you.
Okay.
Matt.
You know, God, it's tough because Liv was looking really good, has looked really good in the last few weeks. We talked about the, just like beating Lacey Evans down with a kendo stick after Lacey looked like a buffoon, missing her, and then Liv pulled the Devon, got the table out, put her through the table, and then she basically like just came at Ronda, coming for her every step of the way. I mean, one thing I guess we have to remember is that there's still another SmackDown before the actual show, so keeping that in mind. But I'm gonna go with Liv here. I want to believe in Liv. I have not been the highest on her, but there's more story to tell. If Ronda's champion, like, that's great, but I think that the whole thing about Ronda being the baddest woman on the planet just messes up so much, because it really makes it difficult where it's like, do we put people over her, or do we have to protect the fact that she's the baddest woman on the planet? And I mean, at the end of the day, I think that they could find a way for Liv to keep the championship. It's strange as an Extreme Rules match thing, but I mean, I'm gonna go with Liv here, and I think the feud will continue somehow. I think I don't know, but I like what I think it's gotten better, which is great.
Yes.
So I'm just sitting here contemplating booking decisions either way, right?
Aren't we all?
If you leave Liv Morgan the champion, right? She's a face champion.
Yeah.
So you have to find some heels to come for her. Currently, Damage Control sits on the top. They can go in between brands, but we don't have another credible heel on SmackDown. I mean, Natalya, no.
Ronda and Shayna.
Ronda or Shayna, exactly. Shotzi just turned face, so it's do we transition to a Shayna versus Liv, or what do we do there? Or if you keep Ronda the champion, if the only way I will be okay with her taking the championship from Liv Morgan in this match is if she turns heel. What?
Charlotte. That could be.
That was going to be my next.
I would say that could be because Charlotte can't wait to come back and get some she didn't earn.
Exactly. So if Ronda retains, oh my God, look at me. Liv is the champion, y'all.
I mean, no, I think you're feeling it in your bones. It's in your bones.
So if Ronda wins, then I could definitely see Charlotte coming back, and we get Ronda versus Charlotte again. And then it's like, okay, cool. I can go back to just watching Raw again.
No,
but I can also, but I was saying like Charlotte could come back. That's your new contender for Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan will get cheered. That is,
I would like that better.
Yeah, I would love that better. I would. Yeah.
You know what? You know what I would really like though, just kind of like spinning it even further, is give me the Liv win. Some Shayna Ronda teaming up shenanigans going for Liv, Charlotte coming back as a baby face. But obviously we know Charlotte Flair is not a baby face, and she just turns heel over time when she's like she gets Ronda and Shayna out of the picture, or like, oh, I'm your friend Liv, and then just comes for her. And I mean, that would be great to see Liv as the underdog against Ronda, who's literally like a foot taller than her, and she's Charlotte Flair. So
yeah, and it's very interesting because I have not heard anything about in-game plans for WrestleMania when it comes to the SmackDown Women's Championship. So
there's so many, because of Sasha Banks, there's even Naomi, like there's so many possibilities. Charlotte Flair is sweating. Main one that's like calling Sasha, maybe you don't want to come back. Like, no, because I feel like when Sasha comes back, like everybody else is gonna be like, who? Like I know that for WrestleMania 39, like I know that they wanted, like, Ronda's gonna face Charlotte at 30. She's gonna face Charlotte at 38. We wanted her to face Becky at 39. You don't need a belt for that. You don't need a belt for Becky versus Ronda. You really don't.
No, you don't.
I don't want any of that.
Why do we want Becky versus Ronda?
No, we don't. I didn't say that was their plan. They wanted. That was when Uncle Vince was in charge. He's like,
not Uncle Vince.
Yeah, we're gonna bring you back, and you're gonna have you face Charlotte at this one, and then you're gonna face. I don't know if it's like to get her wins back. I don't know if they were like, okay, these are money matches to them. But so I was like, you don't need a belt for Becky versus Ronda, whatever. I feel as though, like Sasha with the belt, Naomi with the belt, Bayley with the belt, Bianca with the belt. There's so many ways. Like, I'm like, is it even looking great? Oh, Rhea with the belt. There's so many other possibilities. So I don't think it'd even be smart to have a plan going to 39.
Honestly, let me just put this out there, and I don't even really feel this energy right now, but how about Liv with the belt at WrestleMania going into Mania? Because they always go back to they've been going back to their same people and figuring out the different combinations. Like it's a game of Tetris, and you just kind of like shift things around. But at the end of the day, it's like, give us something fresh and new and take some chances, because you could build a star with Liv. It will take a lot more effort, but just give us new stars so that we stop relying on the same people time and time again, as much as we love them. But
I'm not against that. If Paul was like, yo, she's keeping that belt till April, I'm like, all right, dog, I'm good. Yeah, let's go
figure it out. Yeah.
All right. That would be great to me, but I just think they're gonna have Ronda win the belt here. I'm thinking, because at least that, if she has the belt here, that gets her out of the way. Like, sadly, it gets her out of the way for the Rumble. It gets her out of the way for the lead up to WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she's going into WrestleMania with a championship, that opens up a spot for women to find ways to find the contendership to go against her. As opposed to if she doesn't have the title, then you're scared. Like you don't want them to give her another Rumble. You don't want them to give her an Elimination Chamber win or anything like that to try and get her back into the title picture, because at this point she's already been without the title for 3 months now. So like Havon said, it's that ticking clock. Like you always feel like, just like with Charlotte, it's like, all right, there's always a clock until they'll end up with the title, and nobody likes that, you know.
I think that at the end of the day, like what you're saying is really valid, Mari, and I guess the result of this match will really indicate what direction WWE is working to go in. If Liv keeps the championship, that's really making a statement, versus if Ronda keeps the championship. So I'm really interested, not even in the match, but just in the end result and where they'll go from here.
This will tell us a lot about Paul's mentality.
Yeah, exactly. And if Ronda has the belt, you know, the only match that we said is announced for Crown Jewel is Roman right now. I could see them wanting Ronda having the belt in Saudi Arabia. You know, she's a big name.
Yeah.
Woo. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to the I know, right? The fight pit match. Riddle versus Seth Rollins with Daniel Cormier. will serve as special guest referee. No offense to him. I just don't know him. Like I know he's a double champion in UFC or something like that.
Mari, you don't have to read his Wikipedia page. It's okay.
I'm
None of us know.
But I mean, I do know of him. I know, like, listening to other wrestling podcasts, I know that he's a big fan of WWE. I know that they've been saying he's been wanting to like jump in.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. He's a huge fan. Yeah. He's wanted to, he's openly expressed that once he's done with UFC, he kind of wants to try and like work with WWE. I could see putting him in this spot again opens the door for like Crown Jewel. Maybe it's him versus Riddle or something like that. Like I could see him getting like dipping a toe in. Do y'all remember when Cain Velasquez came and did one match and then just
yes. Actually, after all that hype, after all those commercials and all those things, and oh my, and then he won so decisively. He lost so decisively, and then
I don't even remember the outcome because it was
Brock beat him, right?
Brock and then who was his man?
Oh my god, no, something about Dominic and Rey Mysterio, and then he.
Yeah, that's right. That he was in the middle of that feud because he was Dom's godfather. Dom has so many relatives that I didn't even know about. Like,
oh my god,
Eddie Guerrero's his dad, but Rey Mysterio is really his dad. But then Cain Velasquez is godfather. I'm like,
why did I bring that ghost back anyway? So Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins are in a fight pit match, and it took me a minute to remember what a fight pit match was. I was like, what the hell is that? But they did this down in NXT. It's basically just a steel cage match.
It's like a Lion's Den match, right? What they did in the Attitude Era.
Basically,
I don't even remember a Lion's Den
Ken Shamrock would do like Lion's Den matches. He did one.
It's like a Lion's Den / I mean, it's really like a cage, but with like a weird platform around the top.
Around it.
Riddle was in one.
It seemed like it seemed like that was the same thing. Yeah, I when they said fight pit, I was like, I looked at like a picture of it, what they were gonna use, or maybe it was a fan or something like. But I was like, oh, that looks like a Lion's Den match, or whatever that Ken Shamrock that he used to do back in the Attitude. He did one with Owen Hart and he did one with Steve Blackman.
So. When I heard it, I was like, they're gonna ditch somewhere. Like I completely forgot about the NXT ones. Like that just happened like not too many years ago. Like I think it was oh my god!
So they had one that was Ciampa and Thatcher.
Ciampa.
Was
Thatcher,
one of them. Yes. And then they had another though that was Riddle versus somebody else with with Kurt Angle as the referee. Mari, I'm not gonna have this conversation because I'm having deja vu to about 1.5 years ago when I told you about this match and you were like, "What? This happened?" But I swear, search. But hold on, I will reference the specific match, but it did happen and someone was in it, and Kurt Angle was the referee for no reason.
I feel like that sounds familiar. Once you say Kurt Angle, that's weird. That's what it took for me to remember like that. I'm like, this sounds really familiar.
Yeah, it was it looks like May 2020. It was Matt Riddle versus Timothy Thatcher in a fight pit with guest referee Kurt Angle. Don't ask me why Kurt
Why
Angle
do
was
they
there.
keep putting Thatcher in those matches? That's why. Anyways.
It's his
So
thing. Yeah, what? Maybe it's his signature.
that's so weird. I didn't even think that. Okay. Well, all right. So Rollins and Riddle, this is another one of those blood feuds. Like they really just have been having fights, brawling out in parking
Yeah.
lots, brawling after the show, brawling to open the show, just in
Yeah.
random places. I still think the funniest thing in this feud was Seth Rollins saying Matt Riddle lost his family.
Yeah. I like how, I mean, I was gonna say, I like how much Matt Riddle is willing to put like his personal stuff into it.
Business out there,
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, it makes it feel like realer than the other ones, which is cool.
Mhm.
yeah.
Get going. I'm sorry.
It does. No, it does. It's just like most of us would be like, "Oh my god, don't mention it. Don't." He's okay with putting his
Yeah.
business out there.
It's
It's
like-
established. It's
it's like
very
cool.
established.
No, I like it. It gives it.
Swing his
If they
business
didn't
around.
have it, I'm not sure I would care as much about this feud. I wouldn't believe, because it would be like, okay, we're just going through the motions again until we get to, you know, Crown Jewel or Survivor Series. But
Mhm.
this little added flair of realism to it, you know, I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, but it's funny because like even this past week on Raw, they're going back and forth. And by the way, one thing I loved is that early in the show, the commentators mentioned like that these two were banned from touching each other, which I'm like, yes, we need a reason why they won't just beat each other up now rather than later. So that was nice. But it was just funny to me where you have Seth like going for the jugular, talking about how Riddle lost his family, child support, how expensive that is, all the things, bringing up text messages that may or may not be circulating that Chappelle needs to come on the podcast and read at some point. But you know, like Riddle responding with like I don't even know what he said in response. It was sort of like your breath stinks was I think what his response was.
This week, no, it was like, oh, when was the last time you main evented WrestleMania?
Right.
Oh, you haven't, but your wife did. Like, oh, okay.
It's like,
so
okay, then your family is an
Yeah.
exceptional family. Your wife is incredibly
Yeah.
talented. Yeah, it's weird trying to come back from someone talking about how you lost your family, but hey.
Yeah. So like, I mean, it's okay. Like I'm more interested to watch it to see Seth, to be quite honest, because like Riddle, oh my god, Riddle, I'm gonna talk there for a second. Riddle is supposed to be, you know, oh, he was a fighter, an MMA fighter. This is his style, all of that good stuff. You know, people tend to forget through all the flashiness and the sports entertainment of it all that Seth presents, that he's a wrestler. He's a really good wrestler. You know what I'm saying? He was on the indies as a really good technical wrestler. He's a very good technical wrestler here in WWE too, but you know, his character as of late has been very flashy and very like healing it up. And you know, he went through that chicken shit era too, like heel era. So I think people forget that Seth can also wrestle down. So I am like excited to see Seth kind of switch up his style and see if he like gets like real down in the muck technical with Riddle in this match, since if I feel like a fight pit calls for that, like just wrestling.
That's fair.
Yeah. That's
fair. So let me start with my prediction. The unfortunate part of that about this, I want Seth to win, but since Seth beat him at Clash at the Castle,
we understand.
The castle.
This is seltzer water. I promise. It's just
Class at the castle. That's it.
Right. I think that Riddle will probably get his win back here, just because again, this match feels like it's supposed to be geared towards him.
Oh yeah.
If they want him to go on and keep pushing him as this baby face, then I think he does have to win here. Not have to, but I would love it if I was wrong. Matt, what about you? What's your prediction?
You're right, Riddle. It would just be weird for Daniel Cobra to stand there and hold up Seth's hand at the end. So I'm gonna go with Matthew Riddle.
I feel the exact same. If he was not the special ref, I swear I would think like, oh, they might swerve and have Seth win, which would be like, because I kind of like those type of booking swerves, but it's that added like you said, Seth won at Clash. This seems like this would be Matt's like his stipulation. Like how some wrestlers like this would be my stipulation match. Then you have the special ref. It just seems like there's way more reasons, logically, storytelling wise, for Riddle to win. I do agree. It would be nice actually if Seth won, because I would like appreciate the swerve. It's like, oh wow, I always think it's cool when a heel wrestler wins in somebody else's like gimmick, and it's like it's without shenanigans. It's like, oh, I'm still dangerous, like you said. I'm not really a fan of the chicken shit heel. I like the oh no, I'm still a badass, and so that's why I would wish for Seth to win, but I think it's going to be Matt.
Yeah. You want to swerve though
for this one specifically? Yes, because no one would see that coming.
Really, Matt? You playing around?
I was like,
anyways, yeah. So the only other thing too that I think I would add is like Matt Riddle wins. Daniel Cormier raises his hand and then he like kicks him in the face. Like,
whoa.
I would like that. I mean, again, setting something up maybe.
That's true. That's a better visual or better story than, oh, he's already down, let me kick him when he's down. And it's like, oh, that didn't prove you're a badass at all. Like that prove you're a weird vulture.
So, a weird vulture.
Not a weird vulture. Lots of bird references on this podcast today.
Okay, so let's get to what I guess is the match we are all really looking forward to. The ladder match.
Oh man.
For the WWE Raw Women's Championship match, Bianca Belair versus Bayley. Yeah, let's hold this up here for a little bit. Havon, your thoughts?
Oh my god, like I feel like I was gonna send this to you, but I was like, oh, let me reserve it for here. This is one of those matches. No matter who wins, we all win. Like it's just because it's the first. I don't like that they're not promoting it as much to me as they should. They make it seem like, okay, this is just a Bayley Bianca match, like with that happens to have a stipulation. I'm like, no, this is the first ever women's ladder match. Like I want to see promos, commercials, and stuff like that. Treat this like it's a Charlotte match. Like you could have Charlotte in a Reese Cup on a pole match. They're like, oh my god, we're making history. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this one, I have nothing but high hopes, and I feel like, I don't know. I love both women involved. I see either one winning, and it makes sense. Each woman should win. Like it's just it's one of those things. It's like, oh man, like it's great to look forward to a match that it's like, no matter what the outcome is, like it's still gonna be great.
Yeah. I did not know that. I did not know that till you guys said it. I didn't know this was the first women's one-on-one ladder match for the championship. That's really cool. And you're right. They should be promoting the crap out of that. Like that's really, really interesting. And it couldn't happen to two better women. This setup has been really good. We've been chronicling is the one thing we have definitely been keeping up with here on the Wrestling RHAPUp. But on this past Monday, there was a really cool contract signing, right? This was so good, this contract signing segment. And again, of course, it's in our highlights. Mostly because, not mostly because, there's several reasons why this was so good. One, we're getting Bayley explaining like why she's bad. Like, these people turned on me, all that good stuff, I was beloved, then I wasn't, and now I stopped doing it for them, which a lot of heels say it, but I just love when they say it in certain ways. Yes, Matt?
Yeah. By the way, it was like her whole supervillain monologue. Like she was going on and on and on, and like about her origin story. Like, I used to be good girl Bayley. You remember my side ponytail. I was good. I was nice. And then she just kept going and going and going.
Did you see her tweet? Did you see her tweet too?
Yes, we did.
Yes, I loved it.
So she said these signs used to have my name on them, and then somebody tweeted at her like there was at least one sign that had your name on it. It was this little kid holding a sign that said like I love Bayley or something like that. It was like an 8x11.
Yeah.
And Bayley said, nobody can see that tiny ass sign.
But there was another one. There was Izzy who was like, I don't appreciate like Bayley doing whatever, and she retweeted Izzy and said, "You're the worst." I was like, no, not Izzy.
That's right.
Oh my gosh. So Bayley was like, yes, I'm going to have my supervillain origin monologue story right here. And then Bianca grabs the mic and is like, well, let me tell you a little something. And I love this promo. It feels like one of her more natural promos that she's had. Like she's always been a really good promo to me, but this one felt very, very natural. I don't know why. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know if maybe nobody wrote it, but and she was just coming off the top, but she was just talking about like the reason why you flopped was because people could tell that it wasn't you. You weren't that nice girl that you pretended to be. And then now that they see who you are, they don't like you now. And she's like, they like me because I'm unapologetically me. And I just love this whole segment. And we get these two badass promos. Then we get on the Jumbotron. We just talked about this on our last episode. We were like, we were like, we want more people getting beat up in the back. And goes to the Jumbotron.
Yes.
They are currently beating up Asuka and Alexa. Io and Dakota are beating up Asuka and Alexa. Asuka has her foot in they put her foot in a chair. Bianca tries to go and help them, but then Bayley grabs Bianca's braid and Bianca flies backward over the contract signing table. I freaking love Bianca Belair. This woman, she sells like The Rock sells the stunner. I love her for that every time.
I will say this, Bianca Belair, every contract signing she's had, it's always amazing.
Yes.
Like when hers with Becky Lynch, when Becky tried to throw the clip and she caught it. And I was like, it's so simple. I'm like, oh God, you're such a badass. Or when even her and Sasha, like the SummerSlam one where Sasha ended up putting her, like they went off SmackDown off air with her putting her in the bank statement. I'm like, every contract signing Bianca Belair has, it's always great. She's just great at everything. It just makes it seem so easy. Like I'm just
she just got beat down so badly. She got dragged by the braid across the table, and then she got thrown back over, like her face smacking into the bottom rope on the other way around. I'm like, whoa, Bianca, like,
if I was a wrestler, I am never following a Bianca Belair match. I'm like, no, you better switch something. I'm like, did you see that match? Like,
Bianca did the patented, like The Rock getting kicked in the stomach, taking the stunner, falling back, and then using his arms to propel himself upside down. She did it. I've been saying this for years now. Bianca sells like The Rock, and I think that's why she's so over and she's so good, because you can tell, you can look at the mechanics. Not too many people sell like that. And even when she like gets hit and she stumbles and she's kind of like still on her feet, she sells like The Rock, and I love it. I think it fits her character, because it's like you don't full body sell like Sasha and Liv do, because they're so small, because they're so small, they can throw their whole bodies into it. Bianca like does just enough, and that's what I love about her. Love it. But because of this also, Alexa Bliss then challenges Io, I think it was, to a match, but then of course they just got beat up again by Damage Control. Asuka with the little hero's limp trying to help to come out and help them out, but then she gets taken out. Damage Control took out Bianca, Alexa, all of them. And it was a really good way to end Raw and to get you hyped for the ladder match, because it's basically telling you like, it's a one-on-one women's ladder match, but there are going to be shenanigans. Like you're not going to avoid it.
You know what? I'm just it's sad because we love Asuka and Alexa.
I was like, that ain't my girl.
Here's exactly. So my thing is just like, I'm so ready for them to get taken out and to
me too.
For for there to be a room for two other people to come in for the save. We have the city of brotherly love, but maybe it could be the city of sisterly love.
You think so?
A minute. I'm just saying, I'm not even gonna jinx it. I'm not gonna say their names.
I'm not gonna put it out there, yeah.
But
Exactly. Don't have Paul be like, they know too much. We gotta save it for Crown Jewel.
Pretty much.
So as much as I would absolutely love that, we need them. This is the perfect setup for them to all be on one side. Versus, it would be so perfect. However,
what?
The other two are enjoying their lives right now. They're so I would not be surprised. Like for me, it's like either bring them back this Saturday or just hold off until the Rumble.
I agree. I mean,
and also, I don't care if they're enjoying their lives. Like, I need them back.
but they're smart. Sasha is like, I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna want you guys to salivate like at the mouth.
Too late.
Because no matter when she shows up, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big.
Yeah,
my mic is literally drenched right now, just in the salvation.
Yeah, it's just no. But who would you want to win this match?
What?
This match? Okay. So,
well, I mean, Mari, do you know? Because I'm just gonna say, I want Bianca to win this match because I feel like Bayley just came back. Like, she's still fresh. I think that Bianca has another one in her. And then we go to War Games. Like, they could stretch this out, or even like Saudi Arabia, like they could have a match. But I just don't want Bayley disrespecting Bianca. Like, Bianca was disrespected by Becky a year ago. We just need her to keep her belt.
Exactly.
I just think that if there was a way for Bianca to lose, I'd rather it be because she didn't climb a ladder fast enough versus she's taking a pin from bad example like Alexa Bliss. Or if this is just me, this is just a side note, I'll just leave it at this. I'm not the biggest fan of Judgment Day, so I don't want to see Bianca losing to Rhea Ripley, and I don't need to see all that. But I know that that's possibly out there. But yeah, if there was a way for somebody was like, all right, we need to have Bianca lose some way, but she won't look weak. It's like, just have it Bayley match. Just a ladder match because Bayley climbed faster or she had her crew with her. You know what I'm saying? Like if there was a way for her to lose, I do agree that you could stretch this out.
Sure.
But who would I want to win? Yeah, I'm with you. I want Bianca to win all the belts. I want her to win forever. Forever. Exactly. EVA ever.
Yes. No, I completely agree. I think this is the perfect match for her to lose. It truly is. Sure. It's the perfect way. So she's not taking a loss here. She's not being pinned. Bayley already got the pin on her, and there's the 6 woman at Clash, I think it was. And they're going to be shenanigans. So that's an even further excuse. So maybe if you have Bayley win here, you can still extend it because I think we're still if we're getting a women's War Games, there's no way that it's not going to be with Bayley and her crew on one side and Bianca and her crew on the other side. So I think there's a way that you could have it where Bayley wins the belt here, you extend through the winter months, like, and then have the definitive blow off match at Royal Rumble where Bianca loses. I think Bianca does not go into WrestleMania season with the belt. Even though she hasn't, she's had the belt twice, after post WrestleMania, but she's never had the belt going into WrestleMania because all of her moments have been really getting the belt at WrestleMania. So I think it would be okay. I think it would be okay if she loses at Royal Rumble. We put the belt on Bayley. Somebody comes back and wins the Rumble, and then we set up for Bayley versus the Mandalorian. They
don't even call that. They gotta call the Mandalorian. The ridiculous.
Look, here's the thing. Let me say, okay, Mari, I completely agree with you. I do think maybe Bayley winning the championship here is a great idea. I just want at WrestleMania for Bianca to face one of the horsewomen again.
I love that little thing that they keep doing. I'm like, whose turn is it?
It's Charlotte's. It's Charlotte's turn.
That's true.
Ooh, it really could be. It really could be Charlotte.
I need Charlotte to lose. I would love it if the only one like that. If she were to lose to a horsewoman, why not have it be Bayley? That's like her. I wanted her to win the belt the most with Becky in her feud, but I love the actual feud itself with Bayley all the time. I love them as foils. It's always great. Just everything.
Yeah.
So
They've been amazing. Yeah,
And
they work so
honestly-
well together.
And honestly, like, do we want to see what's her name? Charlotte? That's her name. Do we want to see her as the last horsewoman that Bianca beats? No. I could, and so
Well,
look, I'm
technically,
just
she already
saying,
is because Bianca did beat Bayley a few times.
I mean,
but
at
WrestleMania.
Mania.
Oh, okay. I mean, okay, yeah.
Bianca
Oh, I see what you're
beating,
saying.
because it's like Bayley, now it's just Bayley and Charlotte as the two that Bianca has to beat at Mania.
At Mania.
And
Mhm.
I like a good pattern.
Mhm.
And so I just want to see it happen.
If
Yeah.
she were to lose at WrestleMania 42, Bayley, would it have it be an Iron Man or Iron Woman match? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like Bayley's like, I've won this before. Like it would be respectable, and you can even protect Bianca. Like, okay, she got 2 pins, but Bayley got 3. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many. That's who I would want her if there was somebody for her to lose to. It would be Bayley. Don't have it be Charlotte. Don't. If there's
again, she's wrestled Charlotte once and or twice, and she has lost to Charlotte before. It's just never been on the main stage. Yeah,
sure.
So yeah, dang, we just put Bianca versus Charlotte, no belts on the line at WrestleMania. I'd kind of be down with that, and or the SmackDown belt. But I just don't think Bianca needs a title right now. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. But I just her moments are always so great. But I do agree.
She's still so over. Yeah,
it's kind of hard. Over. I mean, to follow the Rock thing, it's hard to like have the Rock at WrestleMania and not without him. It's just like just
yeah. But either way, so we digress. But so I think I am going to say I want Bianca to win, but I'm talking myself logically into thinking that Bayley wins here. Did we all give our predictions? I think we did.
I think we did, but honestly, I don't care. I don't care either way, because it's like either way, I think it'll be amazing. We'll be happy to see Bianca winning. But if Bayley wins, that's also going to lead to something really, really cool.
Yes. But can we talk about
what
the possibility?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Which possibility
of Alexa Bliss being the White Rabbit and costing Bianca this match?
I so don't want to. I recuse myself from this because I don't like Alexa Bliss per se. And if Paul tries to tell me like, yo, Vaughn, Alexa Bliss is gonna beat up Bianca Belair, I'm like, in what world?
You know what? Let me just say this. I'm not gonna give this that much energy, Mari, because we talked about it on our last episode. Check it out. I'm not even going to entertain the idea that it's going to be Alexa Bliss. If it's not, because here's what I stuck with. Here's what I'm sticking with. The fact that everyone thinks it's Bray Wyatt. If it's not Bray Wyatt and it's Alexa Bliss, people are going to be really upset. Yes. And I'm just saying, I would like to think that this era of WWE would rather put out a red herring of it being Alexa than actually having it be Alexa, because who is that for? Like, she barely could get a reaction the last couple of weeks just doing anything. And so I mean, and she's great. Like, she has a lot that she brings. She's just not hot to the point where people would care at all about like what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Or believe she could even stand a chance against Bianca Belair, because I don't know. I mean, Mari, we did discuss like what that whole thing spells out. I would hope, I'm gonna pray to the wrestling gods that Matt is right, that Triple H is doing some Inception level of deception. And he's like, okay, they're gonna think it's Alexa. Okay, it's Bray. I'm hoping it's that, because if, like, I agree with Matt, if the audience finds out it's Alexa, she's gonna get that go home heat. Like, nobody's gonna, and we have to do so many, because so many things have to happen around Alexa Bliss for things to work. Like, people, like her opponents have to become idiots. They have to become like blind. Like, it's just like, how are you gonna how I want to be in the room when they're pitching me like, okay, Bianca Belair is going to job out to Alexa Bliss. I'm like, does she still got powers? Even if she had powers still, I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. They got
like, she powers. Still might lose.
Yeah. I think it would be a way of getting the championship off of Bianca onto Bayley, set up Alexa as your secondary heel. Like I said, the women's division needs secondary heels. The heels cannot just be concentrated in damage control. So you make Alexa your secondary heel. You get Bianca to chase Alexa, at least for like a while, and that's a way to occupy her time until you decide what you want to do with her for WrestleMania season.
My only rebuttal to that is that let's not forget that Charlotte is on her way back. We don't know where she's going. And also there is Rhea Ripley. She could be your secondary heel, but it's more so like you said, like if it's just like, okay, we're going to spend more time with Alexa Bliss as a heel, and we're going to see these things. I'm like, I'm just switching the channel. I'm like, been there, done that. Like, no.
Yeah. I agree. We almost got Rhea versus Bianca, and then the injury got in the way. So I need them to come back to that, because they also have a good story there with like the new school. They represented the new school and all of that.
Yeah,
the two of them. They have to circle back to that at some point.
Some point though, and they have forever to circle back to it. I mean, again,
they're both young.
Vince McMahon's WWE versus
Triple H's.
Paul's yes, Paul's WWE. Very different.
Very different. All right, so let's take a quick break and then we'll continue. All right. Who wants to see a strap match between Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross?
I mean, are you asking? Or...
Exactly. I'm like, that one was rough.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Karrion Kross, I'm trying to think. What does he call himself?
Eater
like
of worlds? No.
The Doomsdayer. I don't know, but he is a Doomsdayer. Like he has tarot.
Doomsday prepper.
Yeah, he basically.
He's a prepper. He has like a lot of pasta and noodles in his pantry.
Karrion Kross came back, with Scarlett, with the gimmick, like I don't know. It's called something.
He loves choking.
Yeah. TikTok. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, he hung out with Flavor Flav for a little bit. Now he's obsessed with clocks and.
He's the clock destroyer.
Exactly. So we've been getting so many different vignettes with him and Scarlett in the back with like, Drew. Like I don't even know what they're saying. I don't know what they're saying. I just, okay. This match is not for me. It is okay.
Same.
This is not for me. There are a lot of people looking forward to this match, and good.
I'm happy for them.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, the whole point of this is to get Karrion Kross over way that Paul wanted him to get over.
Exactly.
Messed that up. So it's like, okay, well, I need him to have a meaningful feud. I need him to have a meaningful win, but I need the person like who is going to be defeated. I need a way to protect them. So it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, at least I can definitely say this, like the repackaging with him and Scarlett, this is the right way.
Sure.
Vince putting him into like pseudo bondage gladiator gear didn't make any sense. So this, kudos to them. This is the way to do it. Drew McIntyre is still very, very over, and he's very, very over. So him deciding it being a strap match, people love strap matches, So,
which I never got why.
I mean, I think I'll just put it like this: strap matches make me uncomfortable, and I think that for some people they're really into it, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. I never thought of that, and that makes total sense to me.
I had a moment when I was watching, like, just getting ready for the show, where I was like, okay.
That's hilarious.
I'm okay with this one because I feel like, again, Scarlett and Karrion definitely bring those straps home. Like
into
it. There's the bedpost. It's like we like recycling materials, and it's good for them.
Those two, I don't know. His promos don't really speak to me. Like he's putting effort into it. He's getting into it, but I'm like, I don't know why you're getting mad. I don't know why she's getting horny. Like I don't understand what's happening. I'm like,
I mean, it's like, and it's also like, why is this your business, Mr. Kross? Like, why are you inserting yourself into Drew's life? Because it started when Drew was getting ready for his match with Roman. Like this was, he just kept inserting himself inserting himself into the situation.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, I'm just phrasing myself. But yeah, it's like it's just weird, and I mean, I like that it's happening for Karrion Kross because there's something kind of interesting and different here. It's just not that interesting for us, which is okay.
He explains like when you come back, you can't just get a shot at the title, but you kind of can make a name for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So going after Drew is akin to him, like for getting a shot at Roman. Like you take out Drew, you get one step closer to the title, and it kind of makes sense. It's like a compliment, I guess. You know?
Sure, but it's
to
also
Drew.
weird. He's so random. Like it's just like
Exactly.
it's just like, oh, you're gonna choose to call out Drew for like at first being the chosen one from Vince McMahon, and then Roman's the chosen one. So now, what does that have to do with you, sir? Like you're just you should be on Twitter saying this.
The feud is bounded on, or it's on nothing. It's just it's just certain things he says. I'm just like, why? Like I don't. It's
something like the tarot cards told him.
Yes, exactly, and it's escalated too high. It's like this is the only way. I'm like, there's a lot of ways you can figure this out. Like, so he's one of those like weird but threatening villains, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, okay, like you're the shocker, like, you know, at the end of the day, you're still just a bank robber, but you have these things that can blow things up, or like, you know, like that can like cause mayhem. But it's because my thing is like, where does Karrion Kross go from here? Who's his next feud? I'm like, what where do you go next? Logan Paul? Like what are you gonna be upset that he got a #1 contenders match? Like,
well, if he just starts like beating up all the people that Roman beat up.
Paul just starts writing down notes. That's a good idea, Vaughn.
I will say also, Havon, for a second I thought I heard you say Karrion Kross, and I'm just that's what Scarlett's name.
That's what Scarlett's name should have been, Karrion Kross. Like, my God, should have been terrifying.
Karrion Kross. Oh,
I love that gimmick. I'm so ready for that gimmick.
The one thing I do have to say about this feud is somebody's getting fired. Like somebody's getting fired. Did y'all see in the clip with the fireball clip?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They did not learn. They love fire, but it never works.
I blame it on the production team. Like you had the perfect angle, like the side angle where Scarlett is like you start to see the fire come out, and then somebody hit the wrong button and it went to the shot like right behind her where you see her with the
and then it goes the complete wrong direction. Like I was like, Drew, why are you flailing?
Yeah. And it was weird because like I swear he was supposed to sell that more, but he was like, look, the fire did not hit me.
It did hit me. He's like, let's just keep it real. We all saw what happened. That's what Drew did. That's why Drew's the chosen one, because he does stuff like this.
And that's why Corey was kind of on the announce table where he's like, oh, I don't know if she got there's fire. Maybe she hit
She didn't get all that one.
Yeah.
The famous line every time. Yeah, sad.
Oh my gosh.
Though.
It's so bad because I'm like, I think I've told this story on the podcast before, but one of my favorite moments in wrestling and what probably got me into wrestling as a kid was seeing Chyna take that fireball to the eye from Kane when she was trying to hold Triple H to take that fireball, and it was done so effectively there. And then here it's just like the bad camera angles, bad shot, the flailing. They're like, okay, just give him a low blow. Like, let's just.
It rivals when Hogan tried to fireball Ultimate Warrior Halloween Havoc, and it just completely missed, and just it blew up in Hogan's face, literally and metaphorically. Just, but Scarlett, after I saw the clip, I was like, oh my God, she's an idiot. Like, she fired somebody right.
Just poke him in the eyes. Like next time that happens, just like go for the eye poke after.
I honestly blame the production team because I think if you had the right angle, it would have looked like he got hit. Like at least from the home teams, or like from
they need a backup plan. Like I don't like at least edit in some flames and just have little flames on Drew's face.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't play with fire. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Karrion Kross wins here, right? He has to at this point. That'd be weird. You do all this talking and then you.
Yeah.
Let me just. I don't know actually, but let's go with Karrion Kross.
Why not? I mean, just do it because it's a strap match. He can choke Drew out. Drew's not losing any.
I just feel bad because like this is the anti-Bayley Bianca match because it's like whoever wins, I don't care.
Yeah, right. And not in the good way. I don't care.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. I'm like, okay, thank you. Like as soon as what happens, but
hopefully they figure this out. But yeah, I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of the Judgment Day, they do get an I Quit match here with Edge versus Finn Balor, which seems kind of paltry since, like we were talking about on Saturday, they were all up and down the Raw card. Truly, almost the show revolves around the Judgment Day. But Edge versus Finn, all we got this Monday was a very nice promo from Edge. Edge basically being like, I'm an old man. I faced it all. Yes. There's nothing you guys can do that'll make me quit.
Yeah, that was I saw that.
Of it.
I was just like, dog, you're not as old as you're telling us. Like, you would think that he's in his early millions by how he's talking.
Yeah,
and, I mean, he kind of well, you know,
in wrestling years.
Yeah,
he's old for Edge. He's old for like Edge because we remember him with long hair and just like running out with a long trench coat, like
yes.
But I'm just
very
like, dog,
true.
like you look very well for your age. Like you're still porking Beth Phoenix. Like that has to take some athletic ability. Like
that's a good point. And also, like but you have to imagine that man's bones are creaking every step he takes. And honestly, if it's as bad as he says it is, I just want to be in the same room with him and just listen to him walking around.
That's true.
He's 40.
He's 48.
Yeah. And he's had a lot of injuries in his tenure at WWE. So my prediction, my hope, I think Judgment Day needs the win.
Me too.
I think Finn specifically needs the win. I don't care how he gets there. Send in Dom, send in Ray trying to hit somebody and then he hits Edge by accident. Send in, Damian Priest, send in send everybody, send in AJ Styles. Yeah, I mean,
I think AJ is gonna come out too. Yeah,
I wouldn't mind if AJ joins, because I'm like, at least you'll be doing something. Like it just seems like it's just because you can. True, it's just I do agree, but I'm like, at least like it's like you have a pseudo Bullet Club now.
Yeah,
and it'll be nice to have a group that has two leaders. That'd be interesting. I haven't seen that in a while.
I think AJ is going to come out and help Edge, and then it might roll over to a feud between him.
And here's the thing: there's no world where AJ is going to be the leader of Judgment Day. He'll be in there, but in my mind, like Finn isn't even the leader. Rhea is the leader. Of Judgment Day.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest fan of the group because, like, I don't know. They're just the goth kids, and it's like we don't really know why you're here, why you're angry, why you're upset. We know that you want something, though. It's just, I don't know. I just feel like, I think because there's been so many switcheroos, like, Edge was like, I'm going to run this. I'm going to attack Finn Balor, but then I'm going to get kicked out. And now Finn Balor's going to be in it. And now Finn was like, well, I want AJ in it, but now I'm going to help the guy that was beating me up while he was the leader. It just seems like the writers of Lost wrote this group because there's so many double turns and, one man's gonna find out he's his own father. Like I'm just like I don't care. Like
I actually like it. I mean, it's basically just like the more the merrier. Like better in numbers. Like you're better when we're sticking together. We're elevating each other. And as much as I want to laugh and poo-poo them, they're right. Again, these are people who weren't getting as much TV time. They are again in multiple segments of Raw, facing multiple different challengers. Like I said, the other week, Dominic and Rhea came out during the Seth and Rey Mysterio match. Then you get AJ versus Priest, and you know what I'm saying? Like they have gotten so many different segments that they're not lying. What they're saying is true. They're getting more opportunities as a group.
But I guess my only rebuttal to that is, and I would like this, I think that Finn should be the person that takes the belt off of Bobby Lashley.
I agree, but also Mustafa kind of is right there.
You said who? Who's right now?
Mustafa Ali. I know he lost on Monday.
But he already beat him.
Yeah.
This is kind of like, he beat him in decisive fashion. So I just feel like at least Finn could be like, I had the numbers gain, and it gives their group credibility, or have them because I'm like, you guys can only go but so high, because this is the unfortunate thing when your main guy has both titles, they can only go but so far by like, it's like, we're a threat to what? You don't have anything, you don't want anything, like have a belt, be like, have something, you know. And I don't want Bianca to lose the belt to Rhea, so I'd rather Finn Balor have the belt,
US.
Have the US belt, have them give them something, you know. And it'll give them even more TV time. And it's like, who can overcome the Judgment Day? You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if they're going to be the heels in the War Game match, the men's War Game match.
I just assume it could be Usos.
The Bloodline.
The Bloodline, yeah.
I think that's the toss-up, but it's like, do they want to work that day, though? You know what I'm saying?
Work that day?
I mean, the Usos and Roman decide when they want to work. So, you know, do they want to work that day?
Why does he have both belts?
I know. Exactly. Exactly.
I wouldn't mind the Judgment Day. I think that since it's the first like main roster, you know, War Games, you want, you know, the star power. So it's like why not put the Bloodline in it? Because you know, because that's 5 people,
Maybe like you said, depending on if they still decide they want to do a traditional Survivor Series match, then Judgment Day can do that. Matt is in there like, that is too many long matches.
I know, like 20 people in every match.
That's what Survivor Series was, man.
Yes,
that was what the original
go back to the
Survivor
80s.
Series was.
That was all it was. There was no it's 1-on-1. No, that was all it was.
My brain hurts. It's too many people at once.
So I think Judgment Day wins here. Well, Finn wins.
Yes.
Judgment Day beat the ever-loving crap out of Edge. Maybe, hopefully, this is Edge's like final farewell. He gets over, and
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think
he's been doing this for 2 years.
Mari,
go rest.
Mari, he's not leaving on an October pay-per-view. That is not going to be his.
Yeah, you better not. How dare you? That is disrespectful. Like, at least wait till
he won the Rumble. He's done it all.
Which he didn't need to. Which he really didn't. I wasn't.
Not at all.
But he made a comment like when they were in Canada a couple months ago. Oh, this is my second to last time performing. Like, he will be back next August performing in Canada.
This is what I think is going to happen. I think that Finn will win. And I think that they're going to maybe beat up Edge. Rhea's going to like do whatever. And finally, we're going to have, which I wouldn't mind, because she said it, like, I would love to take her on. Beth is going to come out and we can have like
I forgot about
some mixed match. And I think that would be good. Beth can maybe put over Rhea, or
that'd be great.
But they do love to have Edge and Beth as the it couple that always wins. So they could do it doesn't matter either way. So that's what I think is actually going to happen. I would like for Edge to lose to somebody here, because I think he wins too often. Like, I thought I don't think he needed to beat AJ Styles and then Finn. I think I don't know who got pinned in the 6-man match. I think Finn got pinned when it was Edge and Damian Priest. But either way, I think Edge, like, I'm like, you could put somebody else over, homie, like, and not just Randy Orton, you know, or Roman Reigns. Like, let's put over Finn Balor.
Exactly. He has like nothing to be gained. Edge has nothing to be gained in winning and going over here. And Judgment Day has, I don't want to say everything to be gained, but they have a lot more to be gained than he does. So
especially
I'm
Finn.
with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Finn is gonna win this one somehow, and Edge will quit. I mean, it could all. I mean, I don't know. Could it be a situation where Edge just like passes out and they end the match and consider quitting?
Sure.
Yeah,
sure. Or maybe Beth tries to come out and they put her in danger.
She goes in like she might go in the white towel.
That works. Yeah, there's so many ways. That's another thing about I Quit matches I don't really like, because it's always like the faces. It's all. I'm like WWE has like their things like with. It'll make somebody look too weak if they say I quit or whatever like that. So it's almost a stipulation that, you know, the heels usually has the disadvantage because they're a heel, you know. Like, did anybody really believe any John Cena I Quit match? Like, he might lose to the Miz, you know. Like, so,
you never know.
But I'm hoping for Finn. I'm hoping. I'm thinking Finn.
Yeah. All right, Matt.
Yeah,
Finn. Finn. Okay. All right. I mean, sometimes the booking is just like right there on the wall that you can't like really. Yeah. All right, and finally,
match of the night.
The 6-man tag team, good old fashioned Donnybrook match. The Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch versus Imperium, Gunther, Ludwig Kaiser, and Giovanni Vici. I am actually very excited about this. Like, sorry, I'm excited about if people are excited about like the fight pit match because it's gonna be brutal, or excited about Karrion Kross and Drew because it's gonna be brutal. I think this is gonna be brutal, and this is what I'd rather more interested in than those other two because it's Gunther. Like,
if it's
he's gonna
Tornado,
chop some people's heads off.
I would love for it to be Tornado.
Yeah, just going at it like
everybody all
nonstop.
like just
that would be great.
That like even if they give it 10 minutes, if you have it be Tornado, that could be a beautiful 10-15 minutes.
Oh, totally. And giving it more time than that would be, I think, too long for these brawlers because they'll just be beating each other up. Like, that's what we want. I'm with you on that. And it is a good old fashioned Donnybrook match. So that sounds like a tornado tag match to me.
I'm hoping. I hope it's not just like, oh, it's just no DQs when we're in the ring, and I'm like, that's just it just looks that because I'm like, because all you're gonna grab is a kendo stick and maybe a garbage.
Well, they got a Donnybrook. They have to grab a Donnybrook or a shillelagh.
What's a Donnybrook?
We've been through this before. It's just a cudgel.
No, isn't that what a shillelagh is? I thought Donnybrook was a fight.
I assumed it was I assumed like when they said Donnybrook, I was like, oh, that must be a name of a famous pub, and I'm like, this was supposed to be like a brawl in a bar. Like, and I was like, so like I said, tornado, like just have everybody just beating the crap out of each other. That's what that would. No, that I would love. That's what I personally would love. Honestly, side note, I mean, I know Sheamus has a match on SmackDown. It would be nice. I'm probably biased because I met the man, but it would be nice if he finally gets the last title that he hasn't won yet. That would be nice if he won the IC belt. But yeah, that's the only belt he hasn't won yet.
Which is that's astounding to think of. And I agree. I want him to get that belt, but I also like the belt on Gunther. So it's very hard. It's got like I don't mind if they trade it. I don't mind the days when people would there's some belts you can trade them back and forth. Like nobody's gonna be. I agree. Yeah, but I like this. I've been liking the physicality of these matches. Giovanni is back, so now they have the 3-on-3 going. So yeah, if I like the only person I'm not that happy at is Ridge Holland.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's ever gonna get in my big good graces.
Yeah, I'm just like, dog, you took Big E away from me. No, get this white man off my screen.
Honestly.
So
I'm like fairly excited. I think who's gonna win this? Because
I mean
Imperium's been winning, right?
It's more. I
sure.
Think,
who cares? Like, I mean,
the variables are like. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh no, you're good. I'm just like thinking through like the like just the fact that like with these two teams, we're gonna get to the point where we have Sheamus and Gunther going at each other. So it's like, how do we build our way there? And for me, it's like Sheamus and his team winning here makes sense to build to a point where he could have a match with Gunther for the championship. Like, that's what I'm seeing.
Well, I guess it depends on if Sheamus beats him on SmackDown for that title. Either way, I don't think this match. I mean, I don't think this feud will nor should end at Extreme Rules because I think they have lightning in a bottle with Gunther and Sheamus. So either way, it should continue to Crown Jewel. And like, if that's the moment where they want Sheamus to win, have it be. I think Sheamus should ultimately win that belt, even if it's for a month just to give it back. But I don't think it's going to end on Sheamus or Gunther being pinned. I think it's going to be one of their two teammates that's going to get pinned.
Definitely.
That's interesting.
I'm wondering if Sheamus takes the belt on Friday. Imperium levels them on Saturday because they're so mad about the belt being gone, and then Gunther takes it back at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, I'm fine with. I just want Sheamus to have that final one, and I think because his matches and his feuds have been so great, I've always liked Sheamus.
Friend of the pod.
So
Friend of the pod.
And so even for this feud, like for it to be as great as it was, like because at first when I was like Sheamus versus Gunther at Clash, I was like heel versus heel. I was like, okay, that's different. It's cool. But how good and physical the match was, it's like, yo, you don't want to abandon this.
It was really good. And sometimes the answer is just always big meaty men.
Yeah.
Slapping their meats together.
All right. So, okay. So my prediction was, who did I say?
I don't know.
I'm going to say Imperium. I'm going to say Imperium.
Yeah. And I'm going to go with the Sheamus gang.
And then
the Brawling Brutes.
I'm going to go with Gunther's going to win on SmackDown. Sheamus is going to win at Extreme Rules. They'll have their final match at Crown Jewel.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm with that.
I like that as well. All right, that's it for the highlights of the week. Of course, you can always find the highlights in a handy playlist, either in your show notes or the show description. Wow, we did it. We did it. Havon, thank you so much for coming back on with us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
We love having you on. Yeah. Tell the people like where they can find you, what you're doing. Plug yourself, whatever you want. Plug yourself.
Anybody and everybody can find me on Instagram at Black Bruce Wayne. Again, Black Bruce Wayne. On Twitter, it's Bitter Blurred, which is very strange because I've mellowed out. I'm not that angry anymore.
No, I'm just like yes.
What I've been doing, just been writing. I finished for my birthday as a gift to myself. I finished writing a Hood film. Nice. Based on my adolescence. Now I'm working on a rom-com that where one of the main characters is on the spectrum, just like I am, and so I'm really excited for that. There's I'm filming these next few days. I'm involved in where I'm playing a surfer.
Ooh,
that was actually really different. I know it was very, very different. I ate shit 3 times in that water. That ocean.
Acting.
Exactly, yeah,
drag yourself. Yeah,
exactly. The ocean, you can't. Yeah, that's why the ocean doesn't lose. That's why there's no ghosts in the ocean. Like the ocean does not lose. So
that's not.
Yeah, but no, I'm really excited for it. I'm also doing another project against police brutality, also involving against not just people of color but people on the spectrum. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, keep it busy.
Yeah, go check him out on Instagram and Twitter to follow what he's doing. Matt, what are you up to?
Oh my god, number one, just a fan of everything Havon is doing. So I'll be on Havon's Twitter, and you can find me on the social medias at MattScottGW. I'm here just with this wrestling RHAPup, having a good time and trying to have a relatively chill podcasting season. We'll see how that goes. There's some stuff coming up that's going to be really fun later this month, so I'll talk about that soon. But yeah, I am just living life. And in actually about a month outside of the podcast world, going to release something that's for my job that is a climate solutions short episodic kind of documentary series thing. It's called Drawdown's Neighborhood. And so you'll see me post about that if you follow me at MattScottGW. But I'm just here having a good time on break from Pod Friends, interviewing people in the RHAP world, which you could catch up on. Those interviews are all very evergreen, and you could find that at robhasawebsite.com/podfriendsfeed and follow the Pod Friends account at Hey Pod Friends. But I mean, honestly, enough about me. Mari, where could the people find you?
Of course, every Tuesday, me and Sarah Carradine are bringing True Crime Tuesdays to RHAP. We just dropped an episode where we reviewed the Peacock documentary, Hell of a Cruise. If you want to watch this, it's like a time capsule where it follows the cruise ship, the Grand Princess, that was docked and quarantined in Japan during the first outbreak of coronavirus. Like they were on the cruise when everything went down, and it looks at how the cruising industry responded to coronavirus and or did not respond to coronavirus. It was like a break from like the real nitty gritty true crime that we've been kind of doing. So it's a really fun episode. It stars Emily Fox of Post Show Recaps. So go check that out by going to robhasawebsite.com/crime feed to subscribe so you can get your true crime on Tuesdays. Also, me, Latanya Starks, and Chappelle are back in Atlanta with Earn and the gang. Of course, we are reviewing season 4, the final season of Atlanta, over on Post Show Recaps. So go check us out there. We're having, it's bittersweet. It's going to be a bittersweet because we're having fun with Earn and them, but we have to keep reminding ourselves, like, wow, this is going to be the last season. So to check us out on there, you can go to postshowrecaps.com/Atlanta in order to subscribe over there. I'll have a few other things coming up, but other than that, me and Matt are here every Saturday. Well, no, we're here every week. I mean, sometimes twice a week.
We'll be here on Sunday. We'll be here on Sunday at noon Eastern time, recapping live, talking about what happened at Extreme Rules. It's gonna get loud, so
and
we'll have a good time.
And you can go to robhasawebsite.com/wrestling feed to subscribe to us there. And like Matt said, please come hang with us on Sunday. So you can do that by, tweeting at us, follow us on Twitter at WrestlingRHAPUp on Twitter, use hashtag WrestlingRHAPUp, join the Job Has a Squadcast Facebook group, just reach out to either one of us and we will get you in there so that you can come on and talk with us. Send us, give us your feedback for our live reactions of Extreme Rules, which should be a great pay-per-view, or a great premium live event. All right. So always remember, wrestling is for everybody, but not all wrestling is for everyone. For me, Matt, and Havon, bye.
Bye.
Throw 'em up, lay it down just like Matt and Mari. Wrestling liver RHAPUp's gonna make it sorry. Feeling like The Rock cause I'm driving in Ferraris. And we coming every week and it's feeling like a party. Moolah Ric Flair, showing out like Bianca, Belair, Best podcast, flush it in the air, Roman Reigns and we win it, don't care, No cap. Throw 'em up, lay it down just like Matt and Mari. Wrestling liver RHAPUp's gonna make it sorry. Feeling like The Rock cause I'm driving in Ferraris. And we coming every week and it's feeling like a party.